These creamy basil tomato meatballs are so incredible. They're rich, they're creamy, they're juicy, absolutely fantastic. You have to make them. So what you want to do first is grab up a couple of pounds of ground beef. Now I'm using a medium ground beef here. You can use lean, or you can use a beef pork combo, or even a beef lamb. It's entirely up to you. And to this I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of chopped up sun-dried tomatoes. I just love these. 3 cloves of chopped garlic. Now you can use minced or garlic powder as well. About a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I always add this to just about any ground beef recipe. A tablespoon of ketchup. This is another one of my standbys. About a teaspoon of onion powder. You can use finely chopped onions too. I just find that they get in the meatball and they tend to break it up a little bit. That's why I use the powder. A teaspoon of dried basil, and if you have fresh basil, use it, but it's winter here, so I can't. A teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of my all-time favorite, some ground black pepper. Last but not least, I'm going to chop up some fresh parsley. Now I tend to season fairly aggressively, but a recipe's a recipe. You can add, omit, seasoning, decrease or increase the amounts, whatever you like. Then we'll just go ahead and mix this up. And sometimes, you got to get down and dirty and just use your hands. You can throw out a pair of gloves if you like, but my hands are clean. Okay, it's meatball time, so let's get our sheet pan here. Grab up some of that mixture, and we're simply going to form it into a ball. And what you want is about 1.5 inch meatball, something like that. I mean, it depends on how big you want them, but this is perfect. And I'll just set this aside. And just remember too, these are going to shrink, guys, so, depending on how fatty your beef is. And these make quite a few meatballs. You should get about 18-20 out of them, but what I usually do is make up a good batch like this and do the recipe with half and then freeze half of them. And just pull them out of the freezer and fry them up. They're just beautiful. Now our meatballs are all made up and they look gorgeous. They look so cute. I'm going to slip them into a 375 Fahrenheit, 185 Celsius preheated oven for about 20 or 25 minutes. Now I should mention as well, you can also air fry these, fry them, whatever you like. I just like doing mine in the oven. Well, those wonderful meatballs are baking. Let's make up our sauce by using 2 cups of table cream, followed by a tablespoon of tomato paste. You can use a little more if you want it slightly richer. 3 tablespoons of that wonderful Parmigiano. Another teaspoon of basil. After all, it is tomato basil. And of course, a good pinch of salt. And ground black pepper. You could put a few hot pepper flakes in too if you wanted some heat. But I'm not going to do that. So we'll just give this a stir and bring it to a boil. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, I'm getting hungry, guys. Okay, our meatballs are done. And don't they look incredible? Now, you can eat them as they are, and man, oh man, I'm tempted. But we're going to take this one step further. Now the sauce is boiled and has begun to thicken up. I'm going to add the meatballs in. Oh, and my goodness, these look incredible. Wow. Spoon some of that wonderful, yummy sauce over top of the meatballs. Just look at this, guys. And let's just smother those meatballs with this delicious, delicious cream. Okay, let's plate this up and get ready to chow down. Oh my goodness, guys, if you were here, if you were only just here to smell these, this smells absolutely incredible. Here I go with smell-o-vision again. I love meatballs on any occasion. And of course, some of that wonderful, wonderful sauce over the top. Wowzers. Pure goodness. And of course, I'm going to garnish these up with a bit of chopped parsley. And you could use more basil too if you like. And there you have it, guys, our creamy basil meatballs. Just like I said, pure goodness. You can serve this up with pasta, rice, I mean, even mashed for that matter. That might work too. Just anything. They're just absolutely incredible. And a special cheers to creamy tomato basil meatballs. As always, for the full scoop on this recipe, head on over to cookandshare.com, cool site. All kinds of great stuff over there. Tune into the radio station, lots of good stuff happening there. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so. And if you like what you saw, hammer that like button. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe and see you next time.